So why, as a Korean American, would I want to remember National Liberation Day in Korea, which is celebrated on August 15th, Gwangbokjeol? I'll say, growing up, I never even thought about this and wasn't even sure about this day. But I came to learn about it, and I thought, why would I want to remember a day like this? I think there's a couple of reasons that come to mind, just like for July the 4th, 1776, our own Independence Day. There's a lot to be proud of, a lot to celebrate on a day like that. But why would I celebrate Korean Liberation Day? Well, first of all, it's a great story of resilience, a story of resilience that I'm connected to. So I think about my grandmother, who was born in occupied Korea from 1910 to 1945. She was alive during that time. And during that time, she wouldn't have been allowed to even speak Korean. She would have a different name. She wouldn't be able to worship the way that she wanted to. There would be the threat of being kidnapped or forced into labor. A lot of the goods in Korea were then shipped out of the nation to support the imperialistic efforts. And so I would say if you were Korean in Korea, and my grandmother was a Korean in Korea, but it was colonized at the time, it's kind of a story of resilience, of remembering identity, remembering who you are, because I think about it and I wonder, would I be Korean American today had Korea not remained Korea? Right? It's kind of like this question that you have in your mind. But anyways, beyond that, overcoming and surviving the Korean War, overcoming and seeing Korea thrive as the miracle on the Han, there's so much to really celebrate when it comes to Korea as well. And then my family is connected to that. And so in that way, I am also connected to that. And so there's this kind of a resilience that can benefit me, that can benefit my family, that can benefit my country as well. Second of all, it's a story of democracy. It's a story of becoming free. Now, right after the liberation of Korea, Korea didn't become a democracy right away. Once again, they had a tradition of monarchy, if you remember, for 1,000 years. But there are a lot of folks who were out there fighting for a more free Korea. I'm reminded of this girl, actually, a high school girl. Her name was Sun, and she quoted this. She said, "Even if my fingernails are torn out, my nose and ears are ripped apart, my legs and arms are crushed, this physical pain does not compare to the pain of losing my nation. My only remorse is not being able to do more than dedicate my life to my country." Kind of reminds me of Patrick Henry a little bit, that love for their country and willing to give it her all, and she did give it her all. She was a martyr. But it wasn't just Koreans who sacrificed for Korea, but also Korean Americans. And so this is where it does connect with my Korean American history. Many of the Koreans here in the United States and outside of Korea, because Korea could not exist within Korea because it was occupied, they supported the liberation of Korea. So even though for Korean Americans in the United States, it was very difficult to make a living for a variety of different reasons in the early 1900s, nonetheless, they generously gave to Korea. And some of the Korean Americans we study about in Korean American studies, like Tosanan Chang-ho, was definitely an activist who wanted a free Korea. And so it's a great story. So what might I do on Gwangbokjeol, or Korean National Liberation Day? I think on August 15th, it's kind of an opportunity to just give a nod to Korea. Hey, I respect you, I respect your story. To kind of remember, hey, it's kind of somehow connected to my story as well, because of my grandmother, my parents, and then as Korean Americans here in the United States who are also fighting for a free Korea. And then maybe I might watch a documentary about it to learn a little bit more. And then they celebrate this in Korea, so it's an opportunity to maybe see some arirang news or news in Korea that's in English, or Korean if you speak Korean, and learn a little bit more. And so I did this August the 15th. I had a chance to learn a little bit more, and I thought I'd share this with you. National Liberation Day in Korea, August 15th. I think a story worth learning about.